You guys, good morning. Bless God. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community rules and guidelines. Guard your heart in all parts by prayer, supplication, and trust in God. I'm just looking at this, peeking out the Beatitudes, Matthew 5th chapter. This is another spiritual session. We're going to keep it godly. Matthew 5th chapter, blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are those who mourn, blessed are the mocked. I better not read this because it's a marker. I have the Bible here, but the Beatitude, Matthew 5. Read it, check it, live it, love it, okay? In our society, as people, I myself will be unashamed, run into a lot of different things, as we all do. One of those things is real. I look at a lot of jobs that I've been on, or growing up hearing people talk about their jobs and how they're cutthroat folks on the job, like people can't mind their own business, okay? I work hard, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, that's a part of society, except for the thieves, the pimps, the hoes, and maybe those that are not able to legally get out here and work. For those that choose to, but can't. Maybe they have a disability or something stopping them, like maybe children or small family, where they just can't go out. That's understandable. Although we have child cares and things of that nature. Okay. It's your prerogative. I myself am just reflecting on how I would have returns of $8,000, $10,000. Because whenever there was overtime, whenever there were bonuses, whenever they needed anybody to stay over, whenever they had weekend hours, overnight hours, I would always make sure my kids were safe, and I would go. At least I thought they were safe. As a single parent that is out here doing the right thing, not stealing, not prostituting, not selling drugs, not stealing from somebody, not robbing kids of their innocence for money, not out here trying to finesse or victimize anybody, I worked, and I worked hard. And that's what you do when you're out here by yourself. You start businesses, you do hustles like Uber, Lyft, whatever, to make sure your children have at least what they need. Okay, when they get older, they can get what the freak they want, right? We're not Santa Claus. And as a single parent in the real world, you winning if you can get out here and work and your children are disciplined and smart and away from the streets and not doing things that can get them killed or doing things that are high risk and hanging around strangers. You work so that they have a place to stay and food to eat. It is very unfortunate when you have people with mental problems that think that that is their business. Like they really don't feel like they need to mind their business and go do their job. The times that they're watching you and in your business and up in your house, they could be working overtime. But they don't want to, okay? They want to steal what you're making, what you're building, what you're doing, including your children. They're right in the schools, right in the neighborhoods, right at the crossing guard spot where they call themselves safe passage. Yeah, safe trafficking. They're watching these kids, whoever. Hello, random. And they're necessarily in their little baby heads reporting back when you drop your kids off, when you pick your kids up. You have to pray. There's so many people that are easily persuaded by cash, which is cotton and linen, which means that is of God, willing to take God and harm your children. They will suffer. They're willing to monitor your kids grow up and then try and snatch them into a system of a vacuum. sucking up their brains and confidence, attacking you, having a car, having an apartment, messing the car up, playing with the fob, playing with your life, breaking into your house, getting access to your keys, sending in lovers to play games. After all of this, we will need healing. Healing for our souls, healing for our minds, our children, our lineage. This is not normal. That someone sits up and watches you. Have other people that don't work all day because they're stealing credit cards, IDs, and all that different stuff. So they have time to go buy a car in your name. They have time to go and watch your kids come in and out of school for a little bit of money. They have time to drive around and stalk you with the stolen car or stolen cash. They make time because that's their hustle. While you're working hard, they're trying to see how they can steal everything about you, including your life, your body, your organs. There are some weirdos out here, but we're going to keep it godly. It is no one's business what I drive, what I wear, what I eat, how I take care of my children, how I raise my kids as a good mother that works hard. There were people in our lives telling our children that we were not caring for them when we were working overtime. Let me make this clear again. It is difficult for a single individual to get out here and not be whining about rent. Rent is almost $2,000 for a studio. If you can find a little apartment for $900, $850, minding your business. If you can find a house to rent for $900, $800, that's your business. If you can make your kids safe in that apartment without mentally ill, drug-ridden, sexually abused, or sexually victimizing folks, dropping things over your head that should not be in the house with you, but that raggedy landlord got raggedy relatives that don't work. They drink all day. They fight all week. Thursday to Sunday, these niggas are fighting. Like you don't have kids to raise. Like you don't have a job to go through. And they get so wild because they're full of demons that they're entering your house now. Why? Is there a psych ward patient in your family or attached to your family that works in a city that feels like they have the audacity to come into your life and wreck it? Paying your neighbors to come into your apartment, making keys with a lover. I need access to her apartment. She's under investigation. Coming into your house. In fact, they get invited like a vampire. Hey, you cute. I think you're fun. You look around. Your entire life is upside down because you had someone you thought would rock with you, be rich with you, build with you. They were only there to steal from you. Okay. All because the people around you do not have the ability, without stealing, with them demons inside, to go out here and hustle and live a good, honest life. If I make $26,000 in a year, which is good, it's not great. 40, 60, good luck with that. There's a lot of people that think they're slave owners on God's good green earth. Anybody in their right mind knows that this belongs to God. It is amazing how people wake up and literally feel like they own the world in a bad way. It's really sad. That's a person with a mental problem. And those are the people that I generally attract. People that God need to check because they think they're him. Isn't that a graven image? He said he will not have any of those before him. You can have whatever you want, whatever you like. But to go against God and pretend that you're him, stealing his Bible, his words, the gifts that he gives others, the ideas, and then saying they're yours, they belong to God. You cannot be before him. You cannot go before him. So if God gives me something and you feel like, oh, I'll just take it. I'll take her cars. I'll take her life. I'll take her kids' lives. I'll take their freedom because you're nuts. You are a person. You are a human. You are probably a 4-foot snake. How are you equivalent to God? Most of you people with these complexes are midgets. If that's offensive, go tell your creator. I could care less. Most of you people don't have your right mind, which is why you're up in my business. It's none of your business if I drive a Lexus truck or not. And if I mention it, that's my business. It's none of your business if I live in a house that's $800 or $900. I worked hard to get that apartment, and that's my business. It is not for you to go behind me and talk to these people on crack that you can deal a Percocet to and get them to break into my house and make a key so that you can come in. Who are you? God created these government jobs for angels to be protected. So who's protecting the angels? Other angels. We are all from the earth, the universe, humans. We are all created by God from the dirt, from the earth, as God is. How dare you psych ward patients that need medications and straitjackets pop outside of your little brain that you don't know how to use, apparently, and decide that you're going to target me and my children and go around craftily like a demon saying bad things about me and my children. And Steph Mode, unbeknownst to you, had my kids pipering to your sound because my drum, you all made it look like I was just making noise, right? It is not hard to take care of yourselves out here, ladies. If you're by yourself and single and you have children, don't let nobody tell you it's hard. When you go to work, first of all, you should not have children, but if you did, no knocks to you. I had kids in my 20s, early 20s, and mid 20s. It was not easy, but God blessed me. I did not hang around a lot of people having children. There are a lot of predators out here. There are a lot of bad people everywhere in your family, on the street. Do not take it for granted protecting your children. Don't just leave them anywhere. People are grooming kids right in your family to hate you, to despise you, to reject your hard work. I'll say it again. There are not many people that can get out here by themselves and make it, have apartments, cars, okay? My voice is raspy because of the hour and people keep trying to silence me, poisoning stuff, making the temperatures unbalanced around me. A home should have a balanced temperature. That's why it's called air conditioning. It conditions the air. When you turn on heat, there are things that you guideline by or that you use as a guideline to keep the air at a certain level so that everyone is healthy. Everywhere I go, it bounces. I don't think people know this for one because they're crazy. It is supposed to be regulated, not just for building purposes, but for safety, for health. So my voice goes out because there's always an interference with the air. I'm always in the coldest part of the house. And then there's always some type of electrical, some type of interference physically that wakes me up, that's causing me discomfort. But God made electricity. God made the currents. That's why I'm still here. God is in control. We're part electrical. We're part water. We're part God. So with that said, I did not chase money. I was out here playing mother and father. Okay. So my kids, you don't talk to us because there's demons in the background talking to them, making them feel like they're being heard and they're being listened to so that they can take them. While they're doing spell work on me that I be silent, that I'm not able to express myself to my children, but I'm up now. And I'm speaking to all children. through spirit and through prayer, to release on the earth a protection over all children's minds from evil people that lie to children and present this beautiful party life that's false, where people, quote unquote, so much care for these kids and they're so available. Yeah, pimps and hoes are available all day. People that sit up all day and don't do nothing but get in your business, got cameras on you, watching your interaction so they can pop in and replace you in your own life, your own family, your own story that God created for you. But we're going to keep it godly. If God created a stage for me and my children to live on, and this is a play him and I wrote, the story, the book, and here you come, no, I don't like that stage. No, I don't like God in your life. I don't like your kids with you. I think it'll look better on me. I think I'm going to take your stage. That's between you and God. That's between you and God. Because like I stated, I may have added characters. Those characters were not supposed to scoop my kids out and transplant them somewhere else using trickery and then holding me in a space where I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, well, let me drop my kids off in my mother's house because I know how to get out here and work. Things happen. I did not throw my kids away. I did not leave them somewhere with someone. They made the executive decision listening to these, I'm going to keep it godly, demons, to stay somewhere else. And I told them I'll be back. They decided to stay permanently listening to these demons. Because these demons been in the background of my life playing gremlins. Mental problems. Literally. I'm going to keep this godly. So in these cases where I was working, and these are kids that could stay home, like after school, they were to go straight home or go to the library. I know they'll be meeting people. And I wasn't necessarily praying because, again, I got all these chaos monkeys dancing around doing various things, playing God. All these retarded people wanted to play God in my life, deciding what I wear, what I drive, who I date, if my kids would be with me, if we would be alive or not. Some of you guys have famous parents and you don't know it. We're going to go real slow for those that don't know. Whenever people were coming here, settling, and doing various things, they were not born here to the point where they got to see or experience having to build an entire nation, having to have a business or something here, and someone dismantle it and take over by marrying into the family and then somehow impregnating people that they have nothing to do with, rape, whatever, and then selling them somewhere or moving them into other families or loaning them out like property. And then the children that came of that, whether it was a man that took over land and worked with J.P. Morgan to build boats to go get more people overseas, or just having people that were already here and they came over here on boats and settled in Virginia or wherever, called it Virginia. So now people gotta segregate the land that they have because people are coming over here putting their names on stuff. People, land, property. They just slapped their name on it. Married in, raped in, overtook, shot, poisoned. Oh, this is mine. There's no one here. I killed them all. Ha ha ha. Thanksgiving. Okay. So what happened to the kids that these people left? Well, some of these people impregnated some of these kids and may have really liked this woman. And it just came to me. They could have killed the mother. She could have been a slave. no value. So what is of this kid now, or these two kids, or these children that are right out of the slave era? Well, the people that came over on the boats and put their name on the people, the property, and the land, somewhere along the way put everybody, whether related or not, on the deed. Just being evil. They knew it wasn't theirs. So to keep up chaos, they put everybody's name on there. Common practice for people that don't even own the land to sit on the land, man the people, tell them what they're going to do and not do, tell them where they're going to go and not go, tell them how far they can go, if they can have kids or not. And lo and behold, if the quote thief called landowner or master decides to hunch one of these people and have a child, might take her out, the mom, and then throw the kid into the government. I mean, they're building a government now with all their own systems outside of what God created, on top of people that already were here. So here's this kid that's defenseless, one or two kids. I know there's many. What do you do with these kids? You don't want to kill them. This is somebody's kid that's of another nationality from overseas, most recently, where other people have been here for centuries, building, toiling, laboring, selling, bartering, making good business deals, had a good system all around the world. Oh, that's nothing. Let's knock that down. Take over this property, build a house. Oh, who are these kids? Oh, shoot. We'll put them in the DHS program. We'll put them in the DCFS program, which is probably the throwaway kids of people that they murder, the parents. Well, we killed the parents. We don't want these kids. And we can't sell them anymore. So we just throw them in this program where we quietly sex traffic, same as what? Chatteling. Okay. So these kids grow up, they're supposed to be dead by now. They're not. They've survived. They didn't go into the system. They went into another family that looked like them, that may not be directly related. Moved to another city, but they're still in that system that says DHS. What was it made in 1960? Ooh, DCFS. Is it really a service to help kids, or is it to service themselves with kids? Little chattel children whose parents died. So when the police and whatever other organization kills parents because they had the order from a certain group, who's that? CIA, FBI? Who are these people? Are these organizations set up to continue slavery? Are they? Because they don't seem to really care about the community. How often do you see them respond to a black mother and her children when a mother is crying out? Who do they really respond to? People they really want to go after, whatever race. You hardly ever see the FBI getting involved in high profile cases for black people, do you? Do you ever see the CIA investigating black people cases where kids come up missing? Do you ever really see them get involved in our business to help us? Do you really? They're good for taking us down. I literally have or am experiencing purge. I should say 30.0. This is ridiculous what I'm going through. Me and my children. Is there any hope? Why is it quiet? I know they do stealth mode stuff. but nobody's ever reached out to me. Is it because I have a file in the CIA? Because remember, if you're a child and you have a file in these agencies as a kid that had a wealthy father that had stolen something or begat you the way people don't like, who's watching you? Your parents are dead or not with you. So do they care how they treat black kids? I'll just throw them in DCFS. I'll just throw them in DHS. Kids are sexually abused in these programs all the time. And the people they go to, which is so wicked and rude, and no one's addressed it yet, they're always going to homes that are impoverished. And you always get the pervert that like to pull his belt off. You hear it jingling. I feel sorry for the little boys that get adopted into the retarded lady's house with the little crazy boy that like to rape everything. And can he say anything? Because he'll just be removed and put back into another home that has the same problem, but different characters. Who's monitoring? It should not be hard for a child to say, I don't feel safe here, without them being scared that they'll go back to these group homes or agencies. Or maybe the same thing is happening with these perverted adults that work in these agencies. Some of them taking kids home and picking them up and dropping them off. Women and men having sex with kids. Yes, these are accusations. We don't know what you guys do. We know what you say. So here, I am needing help. And I'm sure I'm getting it. But everybody got to be Steph mode because it is well known that we don't help black people. What kind of stupid stuff is that? I'm not even black. That's a color. I'm not color. I have a nationality. I'm a person just like your mom, just like your aunts, just like your grandmother, your sisters. I'm no different. And it is mighty strange that because of your conditioning, again, I keep thinking, these people that are so hard-hearted, they're trained, they're programmed. They have to go through, I keep seeing people Thursday through goddamn Saturday. And up on Sunday, everything escalates. And it's like they're programmed to do things. Maybe it's the same psych ward patients following me around. Thursday through Sunday is chaos everywhere I go. Like people are programmed to get a new order on Wednesday, maybe Thursday, and they work it up to Sunday. Like, what the frick is this? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I don't know what's gonna. Monday it dies down. It starts right back up on Thursday. What the frick? Can't make it up. I don't know what the star is. I'm sorry. Anyway. Hi Marianne. Hello everybody. Good morning. So if I was signed up for a CIA experiment, which is called, they need to call it freaking purge. It's stupid. The MK Ultra program. There's gonna be some people going to hell. And this could have been since I was a kid. Again, well, we can experiment on her. Somebody signed her up. You know, those wealthy folks that came over here and got rich off of people working for them. Cotton that God made from the earth that we wear now, called clothes, plants. This is what I'm saying. You guys are sitting up here, basically money changing, is it? At the table, taking God's cotton, linen, his animal skin, people skin, weird, and all this stuff, putting $5,000 on it, on some plants. Y'all killing each other over plants, cotton, leather, plastic. Okay, it's not plants, but still, you all are gorging, being greedy over your talent, putting your name on stuff, and then making people pay astronomical prices. That's their prerogative. But remember, it's cotton, linen, stuff from the earth. It's free. Now, yes, someone had to break it down into a material for us to wear. Absolutely. And they make it pretty. It's really pretty art. But it's a plant. Why is it $3,000 or $30,000? How did cotton get so high? Wow. How did plastic from a tree or the rubber on gym shoes become $10,000 a shoe? Huh? And the heels and the red bottoms. Why is that stuff $50,000? Why are houses for you guys so astronomical? Can't you do the same in a $3,000 house? I mean, it's only two of y'all, really. I'm sorry, not 30, not 3,000, but like a $200,000 home. Why you gotta have a $3 million house? That's a lot of wood for 2, 3, 4 people, 5 people. That's a lot of wood, a lot of sand. Well, they got a price on that too, huh? The wood from the trees, free. But then they do have talent. That's art, beautiful art. It's beautiful. Why is it $3 million? It's God's green earth we're building on. However, we're going to keep it godly. We're going to try. With all of this, people will have to heal. And we're going to have to stop gorging prices and stop acting like because we have a lot of cotton and linen that people pick or process now that we are different. We're not. We're all still on the earth. We all still bleed when we're cut. We all still bleed sometimes in a month. You know those that do that. We still go to the restroom, those that can. We still need water. We still need vitamin D. Stop playing with the sun and the clouds. You're not God. Let it go. Let the earth heal, Shabbat. Christ. God made the devil. God made Satan and Lucifer. He did. For those that don't know. And he does answer to God. He was a fallen angel. And he still talks to God. They made a deal in the Garden of Eden. Nope, in the cool of the day, actually. Where God talks to Satan, his subordinate. Mm-hmm. God's lesser than. God is supreme, like it or not. And he said, hey, Job over there, they still talk. Move your hedges. Nah, he ain't gonna do it. He's not going, that's my best. Okay, if you move your hedges, I promise you, he'll curse you. No, not my Job. That's my man. Nah. Yeah, move the hedges. Move the protection back. We can't touch him. But I can cause chaos. And he was allowed. Took everything. Little retarded soldier. Did. Thought it was funny. Anyway. That man was blessed. You can curse a lot of things, but you don't cuss God. And a lot of you guys are cussing God playing with me and people like me. You've cussed yourself, actually. So you ain't got to stop cursing. It's okay. There's no repentance for some of you guys keeping it godly. It's none of your business what I drive, who I have sex with, if I work or don't work. It's none of your business if I retire. It's none of your business if I have hair, no hair. It's none of your business if my hair's down my back. It's none of your business if I'm healthy and strong or not. It's none of your business if my children are well or not. It's none of your business if my kids are with me or not. It's none of your business to you people that thought my business was yours. Now, You're God's business. You're on his radar. He's now watching you, deciding what you will and will not have. And it don't seem like you're going to have much, because you were minding God's business when you minded mine. I drive what I want. I wear what I want. I live where I want. I have love with who I want. You are not my God and never will be. It's none of your business how God created me, my children, or our lives. So with that said, we have been focusing on something new that we want to introduce to you guys, because God created the stars, the moon, the sky, everything. He did. And I respect that. There are 12 gems and stones mentioned in the Bible, from what I understand. If they're not in the Bible, they're in the earth. They're from God. Just like everything. Plastic, metal, rubber, us, grass, dirt, water, fire, electricity, or energy, or currency, petroleum. We discovered it. It was already here. Jasper, ruby, onyx, sapphire, emerald, opal, topaz, pearl, garnet, amethyst, diamond, and agate. These are all gems and stones that God has created, and they have various purposes and abilities. And I'm grateful that God brought this to me, because these people have worn my nerves. They've minded my business. They have physically attacked me. And now I need to heal. Well, I am healed, but I have tapped into these gems and stones that are in the Bible. Now I can give you a place right now that I love so dearly. Isaiah 54 speaks of some of these healing agents. Bless God. And I love it. Now, this is a beautiful book that speaks of the perpetual covenant of peace. Many of us have been through some very hard times, and things have not gone the way we thought. People have made us barren, but we're going to break forth and sing and cry loud. Oh, be quiet, you too loud. No, we're going to sing loud. You who have not labored with whatever you were desiring to have, an idea, a physical child, a birth of a prophecy or something of that nature. For more are the children of people like me that have been made barren temporarily than the ones that feel that they have it made in marriage. God will enlarge into places of where you dwell, and let everything be magnetized or multiplied by the dressing of your dwelling, the curtains and things of that nature. He wants you to expand, upgrade, be greater, wider, better quality, add more, and don't be stingy. Lengthen your cords. I feel like that means, again, if you had little lightweight stuff, that old stuff is not going to hold up the heaviness of the increase. So make sure you have long, strong cords for how you now have to gather or hold down the weight of how heavy your new stuff is. This is not lightweight. I remember as a single parent, I would go to the places where things were free to decorate the house. And I wasn't looking to have a 3-piece living room set like everybody else for $3,000 because I was stealing or doing credit. I went to the church once and found a rocking bench because, again, we needed to heal. We've been through long battles throughout our lives for no reason. People wanting us to sit on the floor, sleep on the floor. Who, I'm trying to keep it godly, the hell are you? Now may you lay in the dirt. That is from my heart. Who has the right to disrespect God's creation? I haven't disrespected not one of you mentally ill people. And you just keep finding creative ways using the law and government to come against me and my children, to cause us discomfort and lies. May it all be done away with now. So I would put these various items in my apartment so that I can enjoy my life. And one was a rocking bench because I wanted to sit and rock and relax. I didn't want a stationary chair. I wanted something that rocked. And I put it in there the way I saw fit. And here comes Mr. Greedy, that landlord off of Chicago Avenue across from McDonald's on Laramie. Mr. Fat Atkins, is that his name? Having his fat daughter over-consuming all the resources. It looked like garbage up there. What is this? Just because you and your fat daughter can afford by messing with single mothers to get loans on things and maybe cash from properties or whatever to furnish your fatness. Don't judge me. As I stated, I'm a single mother. I did want to get married. I'm fine. I get out here and I work. The job I had at the time was working at the hospital. The babies would be born and I would take their pictures. That was not 5 hours or 8 hours a day. It wasn't 5 days a week. It was money per child, per picture. Again, for whatever reason, at some point, they would start refusing me taking the pictures. And then eventually, I don't know what happened. But again, someone goes behind me for a long time. And where I'm doing well, they tell people not to keep me or no, don't let her have that job. I don't know what's going on, but they always get me fired. Who's they? Whoever these clowns got needs to lay down and let them rest. That is God's order, not mine. If God spare them, that's between him and them. I feel God wants them to go lay down permanently because whatever they've been doing has nothing to do with me. This is their own mental anguish and challenges, and they don't know how to control themselves, and no one wants to help them control themselves. So the people that are allowing these people to do this will have consequences, and those that have felt they can do this for so long will have consequences. Well, you owe now, and guess what? I decorated my houses as I see fit, not based on what the thieves were doing with their $1 million looking houses by stealing and prostituting kids. Stealing from the kids. Giving it to themselves. Stealing from the young adults because they train these little kids to go out here and hustle and work hard. But they're getting the money. Kids can't defend themselves. So as they get older, now they're introducing them to the sex life. Drugs, alcohol, parties. As long as you do what I say, I'll take care of you. If you start to get a brain on it, then I'm going to have to take care of you. Punish you till you do what I say. Like right now I'm talking. There are no machines around me except for the refrigerator and this little freezer thing that they keep blocking the entrance and exit with. which is a fire hazard, but you can't tell people with no brains because they're only worried about what they're worried about. My point is, we don't want you talking. Well, tell it to the universe because it doesn't want you here and it's going to carry you on. The universe don't want y'all here no more. And it don't matter what your title is, don't matter how many letters you have in your job title or the name. God is tired of people that are causing people problems. God is tired of agencies and people that think they run stuff. So when I look back over my life and saw how I understood that you guys didn't want me to have a man, I manned up and went out here and worked. And I was telling my kids to stay away from the demons you guys were sending. But somehow you guys scared these kids and got them to open the door. And they did. And they've been challenging me ever since. Now, if you violated those kids, you got a reckoning day with God. You do. Congratulations. Oh, he's scheduling you if you haven't already had the meeting. Some of you guys know you're out of here for messing with my kids. That's what you did. And the way you got them away from me, oh, y'all got an appointment. You got an appointment. And if you have one, you got follow-up. I don't think you're going to leave that one. Whatever that looks like. We're going to keep it godly. So lengthen the cords. For you shall expand to the right and to the left. And your descendants will inherit the nations and make the desolate cities inhabited. Do not fear, for you will not be ashamed, neither be disgraced, for you will not be put to shame. For you will forget the shame of your youth, and will not remember the reproach of your widowhood anymore. For your maker is your husband. God is my maker. He's yours too, but I can speak for myself and my kids. The Lord of hosts is his name. If you guys thought it was so funny that my kids would challenge me and disrespect me and look down on me because of your shenanigans, because you're a thief, and you don't know how to work and use your own brain and mind your own business up in my business, all in my kids' lives, trying to take us out, trying to wear us down so you could steal something or bodies. I'm telling you, the universe is against you guys. You've done a lot to a lot of people, locking them up, getting them killed, getting them locked up for crazy because you created that, using those letters, those agencies. Hire the nigglets. I ain't nice like boss, right? That one. Then they try to travel. Oh, we don't sell those type of pies. 35 miles, right? Okay. How did I get? Y'all play a lot. God is not interested in y'all little shenanigans playing in the communities. It's not funny. Now, in this season, some of y'all finna find out that you're not above God. And you shouldn't play with God. You're not God. I don't care how many letters you got in a name or acronyms. You're doing a lot of playing. You guys sick of y'all. So you look good now with all this infighting. But the end game is you still have to answer to God. And I will tell this story until I'm blue in the face. There's a man that was a firefighter, young, of some light skin, God made, like all of us. Origin. And he decided, like most back in the day, that he wasn't going to help the people that were dark. And there were a lot of fires, naturally. People were setting people's stuff on fire. Now, why did they think that was their job? Why would they get in their minds or heads that, oh, they don't need to live. They don't need a place to live. We'll just burn their stuff down. And this was what? A righteous law, huh? Amongst the humans. That we can just take property from people that were not bothering us and just don't like their skin color. Let's just burn them down. Okay. So for whatever reason, however this was, there were people that would have fires of a darker skin. There would be families, sometimes kids, in cars. And people would show up in these fire trucks. And they absolutely would not respond. Just let the car burn, let the house burn, let the business burn. And people would be screaming, please help us, please help us. And people would just stand, sprinkle a drop of water. I'm just telling the story. Until one fateful day, this man probably have done this for a few years. And it comes to this one time where there was a car. There was a family in the car. And there were kids in the car, at least one. There's a little girl right at the window. I can imagine it myself, and I wasn't there. And she's trying to get out, but the glass is hot. The handles are probably hot. She can't get out. She's screaming, help, please. They come. They're standing there. And this man refused to sprinkle a drop of water. And he just looked like, good. Who does that to a kid? Didn't even stop there. What he cannot forget is the face on this kid, her eyes, the desperation of, please help me. I don't want to die. I'm a kid. Please save me. And he didn't. He did not. But forever living in his head is the face of this little girl. It pierced him to the point where I think he retired maybe early. I don't think he ever had kids. And he's still haunted. So, in his 80s, he's at a gathering with just him and his wife. Maybe his kids died. I don't know. Sometimes you outlive your kids. And, most people die in their 60s, so they could have died 20 years prior. Who knows? Either way. Maybe he never had kids. Or maybe they died in the fire. Who knows? The universe is, I'm going to say, weird. I don't know. It does what it wants. Anyway, there's a young black guy that walks by and says, oh, wow, okay. Goes washes his hands, comes back. And he walks by and says, yeah. Or he either said it before or after. Oh, it must be nice. The wife goes and bids everyone a good farewell. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys for wishing my husband. She's out chit-chatting. And he's sitting there by himself. And I won't say he's startled, but he looks at the black man like, oh, with these startling eyes, like, let me tell you a story. He tells him of that event, of how he used to just let people burn. But that one little girl stayed with him forever. Her face keeps him up all the time. He can't function. It makes him sick. It just doesn't make him feel well that he allowed that kid to die. And think of all the other people, but this is the one that he just cannot get over. So he looks at the guy, elderly, probably shaking like, looking like he's seeing a ghost. The black guy said, it must be nice to be in your 80s and have so many well-wishers. That's nice to get up here and happy. He said, well, I have to say, I've lived a long time, and yes, it's nice, but I actually do have a lot of regrets. And he just told his story. How he was a firefighter, and how he just did not respond to everyone, particularly that little girl and her family. And it has haunted him. He's haunted regularly for all these years, crippled by the idea that he could be so heartless. And that this was just an innocent kid that had done nothing to him. And my point is, people need healing. And if we don't correct ourselves and check ourselves and realize we do not have the power, the audacity, or the authority to harm others, especially if we have a God angel hero position, whether you volunteer or you're paid. No one has a right to invade and disrespect another human that is innocent. And there's no justification for people lying and pretending and saying that someone has done anything. I have a belch here. I very rarely choke up. Don't ever get it twisted. I have a belch here. I ate really good last night. I'm just waking up and I'm full and ready to go. All right. Praise God. People need to heal. So this man, he may have dealt with that issue. It sounds like he needs healing. And that's where these 12 stones come in. There's a lot of people that have done things they should not have done. It was not in their power as mere men to do. And it plays with their heads. This is why people are going out psychologically. So some people's judgment is to kind of lose their minds in a sense. To let something replay over and over and over that they did, that they should not have done. That's their heal. Naturally, they can heal from it. They can learn to cope with it. But it doesn't stop it from playing in their head the event that they had the power to heal, to save, and be a real hero and a real soldier, a real angel of God. And they chose to do nothing, just to stand by and be a demon and allow such heinous, illegal, immoral, and egregious crime to humanity to happen. That is a low frequency demon. Might want to call it high frequency. That's crazy. So don't be ashamed anymore. Don't be disgraced. Don't be put to shame. You'll forget your youth and the things that you did. You won't remember those things anymore. When men abandoned you. When people blamed you for things as a kid. When people tried to disgrace you and put you to shame. When people tried to make you fearful. But you won't be ashamed. For the maker of this entire universe and you, he is your husband, your provider, your friend, your comforter. The Lord of hosts is his name. Your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel. He is called the God of the whole earth. So all nationalities belong to God. There's no one race that belongs to God. There's no one race connected to God. There's no one group that is God's cousin or relatives or anything of that nature. Okay? He's called the God of the whole earth. And we're not into genealogy. He says don't argue over genealogy. Who was born where? Who's from where? Who we belong to. Is wonderful to know your identity. But when it all boils down, know that you are of the kingdom if you choose to accept. He is called the God of the whole earth, for the Lord has called you like a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit. Like the youthful wife when you were refused, says your God. For a mere moment I have forsaken you, but with great mercies I will gather you. With a little wrath I hid my face from you for a moment, but with everlasting kindness I will have mercy on you, said the Lord, your Redeemer. For this is like the waters of Noah to me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah would no longer cover the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be angry with you, nor rebuke you. For the mountains shall depart and the hills be removed. But my kindness shall not depart from you, nor shall all covenant of peace be removed, saith the Lord, who has mercy on you. O you afflicted one, tossed around like trash in anger, without comfort. Behold, I will lay your stones with colorful gems, and lay your foundations with sapphires. I will make your pinnacles of rubies, your gates of crystal, and all your walls of precious stones. All your children shall be taught by the Lord, and great be the peace of your children. In righteousness you shall be established. You shall be far from oppression, for you shall not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near you. Indeed, they shall surely assemble, but not because of me. Whoever assembles against you shall fall for your sake. Behold, I have created the blacksmith, which is that fool that likes to think he created a gun, ghost gun, regular gun, who blows the coals in the fire, the bullets, who bringeth forth instruments for his work, the shooter, the provider of the gun. And I have created the spoiler to destroy, the person that shoots. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is from me, says the Lord. Must I say more? We have the 12 gems and stones that I am going to look into. I'm sure there's more. Jasper, ruby, onyx, sapphire, emerald, opal, topaz, pearl, garnet, amethyst, diamond, and agate. We will be back with more, guys. Thank you for joining us this morning. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and until we meet again, may He shine upon you. Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Until next time, love yourself and each other, and we'll be back with the regularly scheduled program again. This session is adjourned. Love yourself and each other. Bye for now.